was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
Black Twitter is giving Kanye his flowers for what he's already been saying about Universal Music Group and the music industry and the machine that Drake is trying to sue right now. It's just bringing more attention to what Kanye has already been saying. And we're gonna also mention something that Vince Staples said when asked about the beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar and his thoughts, right? He did not say the usual answer. He said something about Universal that was very key. So he's getting his praises too. So why are these people getting their flowers right now? We're gonna find out and examine it. And maybe you'll give them their flowers too at the end of this video. Give me my flowers for doing it, right? Let's check this out. This is Kanye on Sway in the Morning in 2016.
We all slaves, and y'all ain't experienced nothing right here but a moment from a movie out of glory. Back in the days, the slaves had enough money they could buy their own freedom. We all say we slaves to Nike, we slaves to Benz, we slaves to public perception, we slaves to not looking, what somebody gonna say after the interview. Why you let Kanye do that? You should have checked him.
I don't give a
I love you, man. I'm sorry. I love you, man. I'm sorry,
that's
okay?
Fine, that's fine.
But look at this. This is exactly what would happen at the French Revolution. This is exactly what happened. I'm sure some arguments with Harry Tubman and other people talking about, let's go this way, let's go that way. But what I'm trying to say is, I sat in Paris and met with these people. I invested my own money and lost money. I made t-shirts that made money. I made music that made money. But at the end of the day, Lucian Grainge still cut my music checks. As powerful as my voice is, Lucian still runs 50% of the music industry.
And there you go. Lucian Grainge. And most people didn't take their name from this interview. Most people took, you ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. Like myself. But Kanye was talking that real, right? So that brings us here. Lucian Grainge, CEO of Universal Music Group, and his son, Elliot, recently appointed CEO of Atlantic Music Group, who collectively control about 37.6% of the U.S. recorded music. Now, Kanye says there's more. Of course it is. I'm gonna take yay for it because Kanye said 50% just from Lucy. So if you include his son, Elliot, and himself, Universal and Atlantic, he got the game on lock. And y'all talking about LeBron and Bronny. Meanwhile, Lucian and Elliot fly right under the radar, controlling the whole game. That's the father and son duo of the year. A tweet from Ye in 2020 has also resurfaced and gone viral, right? I told you Ye's popping on Twitter. Back when Ye tried to unite the big three, September 15, 2020, Kanye said, we need me, J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick all in a room together. It's time to get free. We will not argue amongst each other while somebody we don't know in Europe is getting paid and putting that money in a hedge fund. Kanye. Before the big three, this was even before they called them the big three, right? Right before first person shooter, Ye was trying to unite them. And as excited as y'all are about the beef, we should have been even more excited about this, but we couldn't see the vision. We couldn't see what Kanye was saying, right? You didn't even know who Lucian Grainge was, you didn't care. But now that Drake is suing, you mad at Drake, maybe you're hearing the name and hearing the details. Because let's not just focus on Drake. I know everybody, it's like bad timing. I get it. But let's still look at what Kanye has been saying for a second. That was in 2020. Also in October 2020, Kanye said he was thinking about buying his master, then realized, hey, nah, that ain't enough. I'm gonna buy Universal. Right? He said that on the Joe Rogan Experience in 2020. Now, August 29, 2021, Universal put out Kanye's Donda album without his approval, and they blocked Jail 2 from being on the album, right? So that happened. Oh, this is a long battle with Kanye and Universal. Now, we're gonna fast forward to 2024. Like I said, Vince Staples said something very key about Universal when asked about who he was picking between Kendrick and Drake. Let's check this out.
Hey, who you think winning between Drake and Kendrick? It's going up on social media. Don't trip, I got your back, bro.
You don't want to know how I feel about that shit, bro.
All right, look, get with me after the...
You really want to know how I feel about that
How
shit?
you feel?
I want to know.
Yeah.
I think, so I'm signed to Universal, right?
Yeah.
I've been signed to Universal since I was 17. I haven't got a back end. That means when you turn in an album, they give you payment. I haven't got a back end since 2017, 18. So I done been on the same record label for 13 years, so to say. That record label just folded all of its independent labels and subsidiaries into each other, which means how we was kids, you got Rockefeller, you got Def Jam, you got all these things, none of them exist no more. They fired all the heads of the labels, and if they didn't, they turned them into glorified A&Rs. They cut off 50% of the people who work in all these departments. Most of those people is us, people of color that come from hip hop and R&B and these other things, right? Then you got record labels opening up IPOs. You got record labels destroying their relationships with TikTok, Spotify, things that pay out artists because they want to start their own shit. So then we getting priced out of our contracts, we getting priced out of our imprints. There are no labels basically that are incentivized to sign black music, and it's happening in front of our eyes. And while Taylor Swift is fighting for people to be able to have streaming money, niggas is on the internet arguing with each other about some rap shit. So that's how I feel about it, honestly. Neighbors is on the
Language, Vince. Language.
About
Nah, I appreciate you keeping it real.
So I think, personally, I think we better than that. I think we deserve better than that because we've been saying for decades that we want people to respect black music and black art and black people. And I think for that to happen, we got to respect ourselves. And they don't make it easy for us, but we got to try to work a little bit harder at that.
Yeah.
Well said, Vince. That he said better than that. Like I said, it's crazy the things that go viral. This should have gone viral. But yeah, Vince Staples said, hey, in the long run, in the big picture, Universal's winning because they're making money out of both artists. No matter who wins, Universal wins more than both. So that brings us to the interview that Kanye did, right? On the download. And where he brings up Lucy Grange again and Drake's relationship with Lucy Grange, right? And like I said, people heard these names, but the main name that people took away from the interview was Kanye mentioning Drake.
Like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Like, we saving the world. Like, you take Drake and Lucian out, that just alters everything because that's such a control thing they had, the algorithm, the way that they work together to fix the numbers and all that. You know, they have
them two are working together.
Absolutely. Like, we're gonna name like we.
Right. So Kanye was out to take out both, and this is when he said they had the meeting to take out Drake. And many people like, what? Is Kanye getting involved with the beef between Kendrick and Drake? What does Kanye have to do with it? Now it's starting to make more sense. And Kanye was just being Kanye and speaking out like Kanye speaks out, right? Now, he said lifetime deal that Drake signed with Universal, he's feeling bad for you. Man, Kanye, hey, I'm gonna give him his flowers. I always do anyway. I respect Kanye, he's dope. We wouldn't be covering him on his page if we had no respect. You know, we only cover the dopest around here. But do you give Kanye his flowers? How you feel about what he's saying about Universal? So if you replace Drake with Kanye and keep the same energy, does that change things?